Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and I'm coming to you from my hotel room, so I apologize for the audio and video quality. Guess gonna have to do the best that we can. I ended up extending my vacation. My girl and I were on a trip, and I was expecting to be back sooner, but we're having so much fun, we decided to stay for a few more days. But I got to continue to crank out these video newsletters for you guys because the questions just keep on coming. So the topic of today's newsletter is going to be how do I deal with my girlfriend who yells at and berates me. So this is for you guys that are having problems. This is all about setting and enforcing healthy boundaries, and this particular guy is setting the boundaries, but he's not enforcing them. And he's been dating this girl for 2 years, so he's pretty far down the road with enabling this kind of toxic, abusive behavior. And so when he tells her, don't talk to me like that, he doesn't really do anything to enforce the unhealthy behavior. So he's enabling it. And he's taught her how to treat him. He's taught her that no amount of disrespect, verbal abuse, or nastiness is going to cause him to back off. He'll just keep pursuing and coming back asking for more helpings of the abuse. So this guy is his own worst enemy, and I know he says he's read the book, or at least he claims to have read 3% Man 15 times, but when I read through this, it's his mindset is wrong, and he's definitely not applying what's in the book. It sounds like he just kind of cherry-picked the concepts that he agreed with or that were easy to implement, but the other things that were a little too scary for him, he just didn't. And his girlfriend is treating him like a doormat. I just when I go through this, it's like, whew, man, there's so many men out there that put up with this shit and they go through and they marry women like this, thinking it's gonna get better, and it's oh man, and then you have kids with her. Oh God, I would not put up with this crap. So he says, hi, Corey. I hope you're doing well. I want to thank you for all you do for men and the community. I read your book and listened to your audiobook, How to Be a 3% Man, over 15 times, and constantly try to reread and listen every other month while commuting, working out, etc. Well, you can listen to the book 1,000 times, but if you're going to ignore what's in there or do the opposite of it, you shouldn't be surprised you're getting undesired results. He says, I have a few questions that I hope you can answer. I've been dating this girl for over 2 years now, and she's such a sweet girl. However, as you'll say, it can be that great. It can't be that great if I'm writing to you. Yeah. He says, I've been trying to deal with a few issues that have come up, and I would like your take on them. My girlfriend tends to yell at me a lot and nag about everything and can be quite nasty. Well, it sounds like fun. I feel she's yelling at me like I'm her child. Well, because you put up with it. You are happy to be her doormat and you have not stopped. And it pisses me off. I told her at first in a calm voice to not talk to me that way. But it hasn't gotten better, and I will admit I'm starting to get quite fed up and annoyed with it. Yeah, dude, you're like 2 years down the road and like just now you're getting upset about it? This is all on you. You taught her to treat you this way. I tell her constantly, you can't talk to me that way. This is disrespectful, and all she has to say is, you're so annoying and dramatic, and keep holding a grudge that I keep doing this. The quickest way to get somebody else's attention is to remove yours. As the book says, you got to set and enforce healthy boundaries. If someone's being abusive to you, you got to say, stop talking to me that way. Stop treating me that way. And if she continues to do it, then you leave. You say, I'm not putting up with this. Call me when you're ready to apologize and be sweet. You're abusive right now. You need to knock it off. But instead, he sits there and he puts up with it like a soy boy beta male. And it's not attractive. And she just obviously doesn't, you'll see it, it's even worse. She doesn't respect this guy at all because he doesn't respect himself. And if you won't stand up to a girl that's abusive to you, she's not going to feel safe and comfortable. And that's why she's so bitchy, because really what she wants is him to stand up to her and put her in her place. And when she abuses him, he just leaves. He goes and does something else without her. He goes on. She says that I keep bringing it up when she gets nasty with me and starts to berate me, and which causes more of an issue. Yeah, if she starts berating you, it's like, I'm leaving. It's like, I don't want to hear from you until you're ready to apologize and be sweet, and this shit's going to stop. If it doesn't stop, then we're not going to be together anymore. It's pretty simple. In that case, when the abuse is going on like that and it's toxic, you just say, this is going to end our relationship if you keep doing this. I can't be with somebody that's like this. And then I can't just drop anything because I'm constantly trying to talk about it and telling her to stop. Well, if you tell her to stop and she keeps doing it, you don't sit there and put up with it like a pussy. You leave. You say, that's it. I'm out of here. And then get in your car and go do something else. Spend less time with her. Take longer to return her phone calls. If she's not apologetic and remorseful, then she can get the gift of missing you. She also adds that I don't take any responsibility for forgetting things or being late because I tell her, please don't talk to me that way, and that is an issue to speak to me in that tone, and then I make her the problem when it's actually my fault. Yeah, it's just like no accountability either. She's turning it around and pointing it back at you, saying it's all your fault. When in reality it is because you keep enabling her behavior. You keep putting up with it. You keep teaching her that this is okay because there's no consequences for the abuse. She abuses you and you put up with it. These tend to become very heated, and then she stonewalls me and becomes an incredibly awful mood. It's like, you don't stick around when the girl's being awful and she wants us like, hey, you don't want to talk to me? You're stonewalling me? You're going to call her out on that. It's like, you're stonewalling me. It's like, we can't work anything out unless you're willing to talk. And if she wants to be grumpy and bitchy, it's like, all right, I'm leaving. Oh, but we have plans there. It's like, we don't anymore because I'm not going to tolerate your abuse. I've told you, and you're doing it again, and I'm out of here. Call me when you're ready to be sweet. The strongest negotiating position is being able to walk away and mean it. And when you walk away, which it doesn't sound like you ever do, it just sounds like you sit there and you take the beatings. It's like, so she doesn't take you seriously. She loves her father, but she talks to her father this way as well because her father's also a pussy. She's also been given everything she's ever wanted and never said no to, and I'm the first one to tell her no, and she expects me to take this behavior. Well, you do. You keep taking it. You tell her no, but then you just sit there and you put up with it. So even though your words say no, your actions and your physical presence say, oh, it's okay, kick me again. Abuse me again. Abuse me some more. Hurl some more insults. This is totally fine. I'm writing about this because she wants to get engaged and married shortly. He's like, no, that's out of the question. And like, next time she brings it up, just say, look, I'm not going to discuss getting married or engaged with you anytime in the near future because you have not stopped your abusing me. And I'm not going to marry a woman who's going to berate me and treat me like a child. I'm not going to be your boyfriend or your husband and you continue to talk to me the same way you do your dad. It's just, that doesn't work for me. That's a deal breaker. But probably because he's really thirsty for this girl, he just puts up with it because he's scared to lose her. So he puts up with this crap. And I keep telling her I can't get engaged with this type of behavior and won't put up with it. Well, she doesn't believe you because you keep putting up with it. There's no consequences. The fact that you keep sticking around, you're saying you're not going to put up with the behavior, but then you stick around, and so she assumes that eventually you're going to cave because that's probably what her dad always does. He spoiled her, and he basically rewards the bad behavior. So she learned that she can be as out of control as she wants to be with you or her dad or any other man in her life, and they'll put up with it because you won't enforce any boundaries. Everyone in her life expects us to get engaged soon, and I can't fathom dealing with this when all she does is either talk about getting engaged or yell at me about something and then tells me I'm dramatic because I stand up for myself. Well, you're not standing up for yourself when you call her out on it and then you just sit there and continue taking the abuse. I mean, it should, 2 or 3 times and that's it. And then it should be you even refusing to spend time with her. And when she calls you, I want to see, like, no, it's like, I told you, I don't want to spend time with you when you treat me that way. It's like, what's going to change? I tell you that this is not appropriate and this can't continue, and yet you continue to do it. So if you're not going to change anything, we don't have a future together. It's just not going to work. I don't want to live like this. You're not going to treat me the same way you treat your dad. He says, Coach, I would love to know how to deal with this as I'm starting to get super pissed off and don't know what to do. You got to enforce the boundaries, dude. She's violating your boundaries, and yet you sit there and you take it. That's like, that's just delusional to sit there and think that you can just say, don't treat me that way, and then she continues abusing you, and you just put up with it. You've trained her that you're going to put up with it no matter what, just like her father does, because he doesn't have the balls to stand up to her either. You can tell her no, but if she doesn't take you seriously, doesn't believe you, there's no reason for her to change. You constantly validate her behavior. You constantly, through your actions, communicate that even though you bitch about it, you're not going to do anything. You're just going to stick around. She also finds other reasons to get mad at me along with the neg because she doesn't respect you as a man because you're being a bitch. And deep down, what she really wants you to do is actually stand up to her and put her in her place. And then when she doesn't stop the abuse, you just leave. You get in your car and go do something else. Go hang out with your friends. Go see your mother. Go to the gym. Do things without her. And refuse to see her until she apologizes and convinces you that it really is never going to happen again. Either I'll forget something in the house while she's late and I'll get ripped a new one, or I'll tell her we have to go out with some of my buddies for her birthday and she'll throw a fit. But whenever, it sounds like this guy probably moved in with her. What a dunce. Dude, sorry man, break your balls like this, but it's like you deserve it. Somebody's got to tell you that you need to turn this shit around. I can't believe you moved in with this girl with her treating you this way. But whenever she forgets something or we have to go to her, do stuff with her friends, it's never an issue. Yeah, the issue is she doesn't trust your masculine core because you're too afraid to stand up to her. Telling her no is one thing, but there's got to be actions behind the no. And there's obviously not. Due to the economy, I've been extremely busy working as I'm in a distressed space causing issues in our relationship. I work all the time during the week and I don't see my partner during the week as I typically only have Friday night and Saturday night and Sunday afternoons that are definitely free. I don't want to try to make plans on a weekday night if I can't give her my undivided attention. She constantly rubs this in my face that I work too much and that I'm obsessed because I talk about it often, or I'll have a random phone call on the weekend that I have to take and I have to work for a few hours midday. She always brings up the fact that I work too much and don't have time for her when she starts to nag and throws it in my face, and always as a dig, even if it's not relevant, just because she doesn't respect you. She doesn't respect you as a man. However, we both live with our parents. Okay, so they don't live together then. However, we both live with our parents as I'm paying off student loans, and she keeps telling me that I need to have all my student loans paid off before getting, and man, can you imagine putting up with this? 2 years? She talks to him like a child because he acts like a child. He won't even stand up to her. Have some self-respect, dude. And then I need to live with my parents to pay them off faster for us. However, she gets mad at me for working when part of my compensation is tied to my bonus. After all, she wanted for me to pay off my debt to get engaged. Well, one thing I will say is you shouldn't take it personally when a girl is complaining that you're not spending enough time with her. What she's doing, and then he's going into logic and reason and justifying why he's working all these hours, which is true, but instead of taking it personally and trying to defend yourself when she complains you don't spend enough time with her, all she's really saying is, hey, spend some more time with me. But because you've trained this girl to be such a bitch to you, it comes off in this totally bitchy, unpleasant way. And then he goes into rationalizations and trying to explain his behavior instead of just recognizing that all she's saying is, hey, I want to spend time with you. You try to argue with her, all you're basically saying is, hey, I'm not going to do anything to change it. I'm going to keep doing the same thing. And that makes her feel like you don't care. That's why they get upset and yell at you and say you're not listening. He says, it's grinding my gears because she comments about me not having time during the week. However, she has all these other obligations like working out during the week, so she can't do something even when I get a night off and tells me she is too busy. Yeah, that tells me her attraction is not that high for you either. So her attraction is low for you and her respect is low for you as well. Because if you're trying to spend time with her and see her and she's putting you off after she just got done complaining, that shows that her attraction is low and her respect level is extremely low. Additionally, she's been away half of the weekends in 2023 due to different events relating to visiting friends, bachelorettes, etc. Yeah, her attraction is really low to you, dude. And that's another thing that you're not recognizing. Because she complains about you not spending time, but yet she's away every other weekend when that's pretty much the only time that you have available to spend with her. It's like, I don't know what you're doing or like how you've read the book as many times as you claim and you can't recognize that things are way off in your relationship. Still, she then tells me that she can't see me because I work too much and that she won't put her life on hold and will do things without me. When part of the reason I work so much is because for the longest time she complained about my dad. Yeah, it's like you're a people pleaser. You've turned her into your mommy, and you just allow her to browbeat you. Yeah, dude, this is not what the book teaches. You're selectively applying what's in the book. Because to stand up to her and risk losing her when her interest is already low is something you're obviously afraid of and scared to do. He says, I'll admit there have been weekends when we were together that I had to work during the day. However, I always prioritize seeing her on my Friday and Saturday nights, but it pisses me off when she yells at me that I work too much. However, she's going out to visit friends while I stay home trying to save money as well as build my career, and all she talks about is luxury items that she wants to buy all the time. Yeah, it sounds like she's keeping her options open. She's looking for, because you're not man enough to stand up to her and lead her, and so therefore she treats you like an afterthought. If she's busy hanging out with her friends, it sounds like a lot of her life is acting like a single person. I don't know if the complaints about work are actually about work or if it's because she expects my world to revolve around her and for me to be available to do whatever she wants. It's because you're being a fucking pussy, that's why. You're not acting like a man with this girl at all, dude. You've literally created a tyrant. Your girlfriend is a tyrant and you've enabled her behavior. You're basically a suffocating beta male. It's disgusting. She doesn't respect you, her attraction for you is low, and it's obvious that you're in a state of fear and you're worried about losing her. That's why you put up with all this shit. And then on top of that, you do the things that she says she wants, and yet she's not even making time for you half the time. Still, when it's the other way around, it doesn't matter. I also don't know if the part about her about work is sometimes she'll be trying to talk to me and I have to take a call, and it's just her way of saying pay attention to me and I want to see more of you. I know women want your attention all the time, but a million mixed signals are going on here. It's like, yeah, dude, you're so bamboozled, you have no idea what's going on. And you're deluding yourself. You're living in an alternate reality. You're seeing reality as better than it is instead of as it is. And then you're acting based upon the fantasy of what you think it is, and you're just missing all kinds of things. Women can't love a man they don't respect. And she doesn't respect you at all. The craziest thing is that she will yell at me about all this and then talk 3 hours later about us having kids and buying a place. Hey, that's the way women are. They're emotional beings. Their feelings and emotions change like the weather. This is all in the book. Remember, this you claimed you read it 15 times. So he says, I'm at a crossroads now, and I don't know what is happening. Well, like I said, I know you claim to have read the book 15 times, but you're certainly not acting like a guy that has read the book 15 times. So if you got a question or a challenge that you need my help with, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the products tab at the top of your screen on any page, and book a coaching session with yours truly. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.